Welcome to the Fast Mode Studios. Today we will be speaking to Alexander Haväng, the Chief Technology Officer of Sandvine. Sandvine, a market-leading application and network intelligence solution provider, will be participating at the Digital Transformation World 2022 event, taking place in Copenhagen this week. Hi Alex, great to have you on today's session. So on to the first question. What are some of the trends that you are seeing on service providers' networks?
Well, as Sandvine, the app UE company, we keep a spotlight on the applications that are going across telcos networks, and we've been doing that for 22 years. And the latest trends are a bit of the same, but more. The 6 big OTTs, Facebook, Apple, YouTube, meaning Google, etc., are using more than 60% of the traffic on today's network, and that's growing as a ratio over time. And it's getting unbearable for the telcos, because at the same time, the telcos have to pay for the capacity to deliver that traffic to the end user, but they're not really getting paid anything more from the OTTs. So they're kind of struggling to do that and keep a profitable bottom line, while at the same time the electricity prices, especially for the mobile networks, is getting really challenging.
Interesting. So how do these trends affect service providers and what problems do they create?
So the biggest problem, or I would say there's 2 main problems. The biggest one is the cost of building the networks out at the rate that the traffic demand is increasing, especially from the OTTs. So every time there's a new video format or a new video stream or a new provider or a new app that's consuming massive amounts of traffic, the service providers have to build the core networks, the distribution networks, the access networks to carry all of that traffic to the consumer. And that comes at a really, really high cost. If we fast forward into the future and we're all in the metaverse, we now need gigabit speeds per subscriber, and that cost is going to have to be carried by the telcos, and they can't raise their prices because it's a price competitive market. The operators really are almost racing to the bottom in terms of getting more and more subscribers. So costs are going up and prices are not going up. It means the walls are really closing in if you're a service provider. On top of that, if they don't invest in capacity, then subscribers' experience is going to suffer. So it's going to be harder to play videos. Videos are going to play at a lower resolution. They're going to stutter more. If you're a gamer, if your quality goes down, that means you can't play the game as effectively, and you get really frustrated, etc. So the service providers between a rock and a hard place.
So what do you recommend service providers start doing now to head off the problem?
So there are several solutions to this problem, and Sandvine has a few things that we can provide to service providers. One is, it's no longer sustainable for heavy users, the top 5% of the consumers that are maybe using 50, 60, or 70% of that total capacity, but they're not paying any more. So one thing you could do is to manage the consumption of those heavy users in a sensible way. Not cut the heavy users off, but make sure that they are getting their fair share and not an unfair share of the capacity. And by doing that, they would free up capacity for the non-heavy users. It means they would be able to build out less capacity over time and be more run a more affordable network.
Great. So what capabilities should they start seeking in such a solution?
Well, first of all, you have to understand the composition of the traffic in order to do something about it. You have to understand who the heavy users are, what are they doing, why are they heavy? Is it because of the app they're using or where they're using it? Is it because of the devices? Is it because which tier plan they're on? Or are they heavy users because they're tethering or sharing their links with the whole neighborhood? Or are they heavy because they're getting denial of service attacks, or they have security issues on their devices, etc.? many different causes for being heavy, and understanding the composition of their traffic is something that Sandvine does really well. As an app QE company, our focus is really on classifying traffic into types of applications and categories and types of activities online. So the first thing that a telco has to do is understand the traffic, see the composition of it, get visibility in an accurate and comprehensive way. The second thing is to have a tool or tools that can manage the traffic effectively. It could be optimizing, it could be reducing the tonnage, it could be shaping, it could be prioritizing some services over another, prioritizing some service tiers over another, etc.
So what are some of the factors that differentiate your app QoE solutions from other solutions offered on the market?
So during the 22 years that we've been doing this, we've perfected our solutions in order to understand the trend. So our accuracy on understanding applications, we see about 2,500 applications that we can accurately classify on the internet today. We have more than 5,000 signatures. We spend every Monday, so every week, we release a new signature pack to stay up to date with the changes that are happening to these applications. And we're just unequivocally the leader in visibility and accuracy when it comes to classifying traffic. And that's why we call ourselves the app QoE company.
That's very interesting. How can people learn more and see a demo?
I suggest you go to the Sandvine website and you look for the various areas we have there, the different personas, operations, planning, CTO, and you follow the link to a call to action, and we will get back to you.
Thank you, Alexander, for your time and for sharing your insights on how accurate and real-time network and application insights can drive network transformation. To learn more, stop by Sandvine's booth at stand 232 at DTW 2022 or visit www.sandvine.com. Thank you for watching and see you again in our next session. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to The Fast Mode.
Thank you guys. Bye.